Like this.
Yeah, well, let me say that.
Haiku. Go ahead.
Yeah, the unconditional love is two ways. The unconditional love that the mother has for the child
Mm-hmm.
is this equally unconditional from the child to the mother and hopefully the
Correct.
grandmother too, right? Whomever that relationship is with. Because sometimes it may not be the mother. I know some grandmothers. My mom's mom I never met, but I know some grandmothers who, and not necessarily just my own grandmothers, but I know some who they find ways to say negative stuff. I remember one of the grandmothers in the family tree. My son went to De La Salle, right? You see all them
Mm-hmm.
De La jerseys back there, man. You see what's going on. My son went to
Right.
De La Salle. That's what all them jerseys is back there, right? And it was like, your son still go to De La Salle? One of the grandmothers, and we was like, yeah, he don't need to go to that school,
Mm.
huh? Um, that school, and this is what I mean, it's a lot of this because of how they grew up, who raised them,
Mm-hmm.
their childhood traumas, and they were never taught best practices. Remember, I was saying most people are not in the practices of best practices. They're just in the practice of what they were taught. And their childhood traumas have never been fixed. They just turned into grown adults and then old adults. Um, he go to De La Salle. That school too good. He shouldn't be going there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all go work that boy too hard. He can't keep up with all them Asian kids and them white kids. That's too much on him. Now, the anger inside of my body mixed with disbelief got compressed because I can't say, what the fuck are you talking about to my grandma?
Right.
Even though, and this is what the conversation was kind of like when I was talking to my member, the things that 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 they say sometimes can cause fury inside of you, but out of respect, you just get silent or you make an excuse to get off the phone or you anyway change the subject, but you
Mm-hmm.
never forget. Like you say, you take inventory, you never forget,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always there. And
Mm-hmm.
so when they call again and another time, it's still there. And as soon as the negative thing comes, you're like, here go again.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost traumatic in a sense, right?
Mm.
So that's why I said, is it part of how they grew up in the era that they grew up? They didn't believe that they deserved to have certain uh reach certain goals, reach certain heights, live certain lifestyles, achieve certain goals, have certain accomplishments. And when they see um their children or grandchildren sometimes living those things, is there a part of them, whether they know it or not, that is afraid
Mm-hmm.
and they like because they never been there and that's unknown to them. And sometimes what is unknown causes fear for people. They don't know how to. Your parent guided you right your whole life,
Mm-hmm.
18 years until you left. They don't know how
Mm-hmm.
to guide you over here now, but they still want to. So out of fear and not knowing, they might not even know they being negative. They might think
Mm.
they're being positive, but out of their own concern, if because they're trying to put themselves in the position where you have grown to that they haven't been at yet,
Right.
their own subconscious fear causes them to say things negative over and over again because they would be afraid to be in they don't know what that's uncharted territories for them. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Let me answer this for you. I'm finna hit you with something. I'm finna sound like you for a minute, right? Check this
Right.
out.
Let's do it.
So, pretty much, our mothers continuously overstep. They
Mm.
like to give unfiltered opinions. They overstep. And the question is that we have to ask, right, is how do we set boundaries?
Mm.
When do we set boundaries? When do we set boundaries? And in a sense, I can't say I want to say check them, but you can't really check your parent. You know what I'm saying? You can't really check
My
them.
mom,
But
know how to fight.
my mama likes to fight.
My mama
So
likes to fight. I ain't
so
doing too much check.
you can't check them. But you know what I mean? At what point do we set that boundary? Hey, mom. And here's the thing. Even when we set the boundary, she's still gonna overstep. She's still gonna overstep because again, conditioned from the time to our moms, we owe them a lifelong debt. I carried you for 9 months. You was the biggest baby. You was 10 pounds, 11 ounces, big ass head, came out with your feet first. You was stubborn. You cried. You lost my wallet. You kept me,
stole my, yeah,
right.
transport
You
car.
owe me. You're indebted to me forever. So don't ever tell me no.
It ain't paid shit
And
back yet.
and ain't paid.
But some moms will say the biggest payback that you can be is not to need them, to be able to be a self-sufficient individual that can go out and have your own and not have to depend on them for some things. That's one of the biggest paybacks you could ever give them.
And it should be that because again, at some point we become the parents to our parents.
Yeah.
At some point that role's going to reverse because at some point my mom either going to come live with me or one of my other brothers and vice versa. So you want to try to get to that point to pay them back.